where is the coupe? This four-cylinder might be at the top of the food chain in the four-cylinder engines category, which the previous V6 wasn't in its six-cylinder category. But now there are some trolls. So let's just address the elephant in the room, shall we? Welcome back to the channel, guys. So recently I read a quote which goes like this: you have to be willing to be misunderstood if you want to innovate. So in this video we have with us the Mercedes C43 AMG with us, and we're going to attempt to clear the misunderstandings which revolve around this car. So stay tuned for some unadulterated automotive content coming your way, because you're watching KKC Automotive. So let's just address the elephant in the room, shall we? Yes, this is a four-cylinder. So what? So many cars we loved and idolized in the past have been four-cylinders as well. Let me give you a few examples. Starting off from the Mercedes range, we all remember the 190E, sort of forefather of performance C-Class range. That was also a four-cylinder. And in fact, 2.3 liter engine in its base form was capable enough. But then Cosworth came along and gave it some real magic with some lightweighting in the engine, as well as dual overhead cams, and made the 190 absolutely legendary. In fact, some of the 190 versions were capable of producing more than 300 horsepower in their race versions and the race forms. And that again is a great example of a fantastic four-cylinder engine from the Mercedes stable also. Let's look at other brands. We all love the Evo range from Mitsubishi, and the entire Evo range has been four-cylinder throughout. That time no one complained. But now there are some trolls, and in fact these are the same trolls who will be probably laughing at the 2.3 liter Mustangs which are turbocharged now, and they don't know anything about history. They even don't know the fact that the first gen Mustang which was showcased, the Mustang 1 concept in 1962, was a V4 as well. So the pony car was born with a four-cylinder. Just do some fact check. Let me give you another example from the competitor, the BMW M3, the first M3, which was in the E30 version, was having a four-cylinder also. Whoa. So let's not forget that we are not talking about the C63, we are talking about the C43. So this has not lost a V8. This had the V6 in the previous generation, the W205, and that was not a great V6. In fact, I don't even remember the engine code. This one is the M139, but that was not great anyway. Yes, it had a better sound experience being a six-cylinder, but we will get to that bit later. So some facts about this M139 engine. Fact number one, this is the most powerful four-cylinder engine in mass production. Yes, it is. Fact number two, this engine produces more horsepower per liter than some of the Ferrari V8s and also the Bugatti Chiron. Yes, it's true. Fact number three, this is the first time Mercedes have used both port and direct fuel injection in a four-cylinder. The next point, we are aware this is a small displacement, big boost engine, and to keep things cool, Mercedes have used three systems cooling approach. They have used this approach so that overall the heat management and things stay cool out here. And finally, the next point, this is a one-man, one-engine build. The previous C43 wasn't such. So this gets a proper AMG treatment, and probably this is the reason why this is a CBU in India and not assembled. It's time to talk about this engine and the driving performance in real world. The previous V6 was a good engine, but not a great engine. And we all know that this four-cylinder and the facts which I just shared with you, the overall potential which has been tapped from this four-cylinder by Mercedes is absolutely phenomenal. So this has that, probably that tag, this might be best four-cylinder engine right now. Whereas the previous V6, can we talk that same thing about that previous V6? I don't think so. Yes, it had that additional oral experience. This one is also a good sounding four-cylinder. You cannot say it's a bad sounding car. It is a good sounding engine for what it is. And I know there is some audio, exhaust audio being pumped in through the speakers, but that is real exhaust sound, because they have installed a mic, I believe, inside the exhaust, so that you can really get the original sound and not fake sound through the speakers. So that is something which is a good thing. Now coming to the engine, there has been some real F1 gadgetry going on. I'm not much into jargons, and I'm not really keen, seller on. I will not be sold on that F1 tech, but definitely, truly, the way the engine performs at any RPM in Sport and Sport Plus mode is commendable. And yes, it is hybridized. We are aware that this is having a 48-volt mild hybrid system attached to it, but that is not contributing to any performance, I would say. It's good for around 14-15 horsepower, nothing more than that. So definitely more for economy and emissions and cruising, which we say coasting. So that's what that 48-volt mild hybrid system does. So right now I'm in manual mode, third gear. It's pretty smooth. 5 to 7,000 RPM, pretty good. Definitely nothing what a four-cylinder should be like, but it is absolutely well tuned. And I'm holding this gear at this RPM, enjoying pretty good. Oh no, it changed again. So drop. So now what I was trying to say, it's pretty smooth in this entire high RPM range, what a four-cylinder shouldn't be like. And this is what I'm trying to say, that this four-cylinder might be at the top of the food chain in the four-cylinder engines category, which the previous V6 wasn't in its six-cylinder category. And that is what distinguishes this generation of the C43 AMG versus the previous generation C43 AMG. And that is the misunderstanding what I wanted to clear to you guys. Whoa. So some of you might be thinking, hey KKC, you're talking so much good about the engine. If that's the case, why don't we just go and pick the A35, which is cheaper? Or why don't we just go and pick the A45S, which is faster? And there again, the same M139 blocks with different tunes. So why don't we do all that? Well, the reason for that, and the reason why the C43 is relevant, is because those cars, though are 4MATIC all-wheel drives, but those are front biased. Here, what we witnessed as well as what we feel, the fun factor is because this is a rear biased all-wheel drive. Up to almost 70% of the power can be thrown back at the rear wheels, making this more pleasurable and much more engaging, definitely fun. So this is one main reason why I prefer the C43 over those cars. I'll be very honest, not only that, it's the sedan body style too, but we will talk about that when we discuss the exterior and the interior looks of the C43. More about the handling. Pretty engaging, and we need to also remember that this is having rear wheel steering. I believe up to 2.5 degrees they turn. Very less visible, but they do make a difference when you are out in the twisties. Sudden quick lane changes also require less inputs on the steering wheel. So these couple of points really aid to the handling. And the next point is a mixture of the handling as well as the ride, which are the tires. So this comes factory spec Michelin PS4S, which are my favorite tires. The best tires in the world, I feel. Sticky, soft, as well as good grip. Ride quality is also maintained very well. So this is something which is a contributing factor towards the ride and the handling. The C43 gets adaptive dampers, which is a good thing. Pretty bumpy in Sport Plus, but as soon as you go into comfort, yes, a good amount of difference. It does get that typical Mercedes floaty nature, and I would like to cruise in this mode all day. So we will talk about the looks of the C43 sedan in just a bit. But before that, I have a question from Mercedes, that where is the coupe? Usually, my theory is that usually the Mercedes product launch timelines are such that once the sedan launches, in a few months or maybe a year, the coupe comes in. But now it has been a long time, the sedan is here and the coupe is still not here. So this is a bit of a weird feeling that there is no coupe version of the C43 or the C-Class yet. My theory is that there is a new product which Mercedes have positioned and named. It's called the CLE. So that product is having a bit of C-Class in it, a bit of E-Class in it, and it is a coupe. And probably Mercedes wants to position that in place of the C coupe, the C43 coupe, or eventually the 63 coupe as well. But now coming back to the C43 sedan, I have always preferred the C43 sedan body shape over the coupe. And in this generation of the C43, the 43 AMG treatment works really well. The body kit is aggressive enough to distinguish itself from the regular C-Class range, particularly from the rear, thanks to the antagonistic diffuser design. Love the red seat belts, proving that this is a more serious version of the C-Class. So yeah, the steering wheel is fantastic. I love this design. This new design is genuinely good, perfect on haptics. Speaking of haptics, the paddle shifters are amazing, proper chunky metal, and feel good to operate. Fantastic. So this gearbox works great if you're in a rush, if you are driving fast on the track. But in city conditions, it can get clunky. And with 9 gears, it can be slightly confusing, the gearbox, in our city conditions. I found the upshifts no problem, very good, very fast and engaging. But the downshifts are where the problem is. And so yeah, this is one critical feedback, which is in the gearbox. Next point is the start-stop fuel saving system. It is a bit too aggressive to shut down the engine. Even before the car has come to a complete halt, the system just kicks in, and even if the car is rolling towards the speed breaker, the car is already off, which I don't like. And obviously you can turn it off with this button, but generally this could have been tuned in a much better way. And so yeah, small observation, I thought I'll report it to you. Next point is something related to the spec, and the C43 being a CBU, missing out on a head-up display is a big miss. Next point is the pricing. It's a CBU, and I know one man, one engine. Probably that is the reason it was a CBU and not a CKD. But truly, the pricing is something which will really make it a tough sell. And I genuinely would have hoped it to be priced around the competitors. Then definitely this would have been a serious car to purchase. And obviously people shopping in this segment may just stretch the budget and buy this car, but pricing is a negative and you cannot ignore that fact. But to conclude things, I would like to say that whatever I tried to tell you in this video, and if the C43 is a movie, and if you understood the story, then understand one thing, that the main character of this movie and in this story is that engine up front. And on that note, thank you for watching.